Hi, this is Kamera again. My first few minutes with God, day 25, Genesis chapter 38 through 40. So we see here that Judah has left home. Eventually, he marries a Canaanite woman. They have three sons. Is the oldest one. He eventually marries Tamar. Is a wicked man. God takes him. Onan, second oldest, he's obligated to marry Tamar so that he can give his brother an heir. He doesn't like this idea, so what does he do? When they have intercourse, he spills his seed. God does not like that, so he takes Onan. Sheila is the last kid. Judah tells Tamar, you go back to your father's house, stay a widow, and when Sheila's older, you can marry him. Well, Sheila gets older. Tamar does not hear anything about wedding arrangements. Isn't that something? So Judah's wife, she years later, she dies. After the mourning period, Judah, he goes to town, and Tamar, she hears about this. So what she does is she gets rid of her widow garment and she places on a disguise like a prostitute with a veil and all. She goes to sit in the entrance of the town so that when Judah comes to go to town, he have to pass by her. She's sitting on the side of the road. He spots this prostitute and he walks up and propositions her. Yeah, they do it right. 3 months later, see, he has no idea this is Tamar. 3 months later, he hears that she's pregnant. And so he calls for her. She needs to be burned, right? So she lets them know that these three items that I have, they belong to the guy who got me pregnant. Those three items are Judah's. Judah gave her those items. It was his ID seal, a cord, and his walking stick. Yeah, he know he's guilty. And then he tells her that you're more righteous than I am because you were supposed to marry Sheila and I hadn't given them to you. So yeah, she has her twin boys, but she and Judah never hooked up again. Story goes into Joseph. Joseph is in Egypt and he is working for Potiphar. God has blessed him. God is with Joseph. That's what the scripture says. And God has blessed everything that Joseph has done and made him successful in everything that he does. Potiphar sees this too. He knows that since Joseph has been under him, that he's become very successful. So he makes Joseph in charge of everything, his household, everything concerning him. This man doesn't have to worry about anything but what he has to eat. He placed Joseph over everything, and he has been very successful because of that. Potiphar's wife sees that Joseph is handsome, well built, and she propositions him. She makes advances at him repeatedly, and he repeatedly tells her, no, my master trusts me with everything he owns. There's no one who has higher authority than Joseph. And Joseph says, no, and I'm not going to sin against God. And so she finds an opportunity to accuse Joseph of raping her. Potiphar throws Joseph in jail, into the palace prison. Isn't that the royal prison? And so Bible says that God is with Joseph and he shows him faithful love. The warden absolutely loved Joseph. Joseph becomes a favorite. He places Joseph over all the prison and everything concerning what goes on in the prison. Well, Pharaoh threw his chief baker and his chief cupbearer in prison. One day Joseph visits them and they are not happy. And so he talks to them and finds that they each had a dream. God gives Joseph the interpretation of the dream. Joseph tells them and it comes true. Joseph tells the cupbearer, when you get back into position, please let Pharaoh know I am here. I am from a whole nother land. I was thrown in here and for no reason. Cupbearer gets in position. He completely forgets about Joseph. So yeah, we're going to see what happens after this, guys. But this right here, there's a lot to be said. Lord, we ask you to help us to understand whatever you want us to get out of this. So that was day, guys, number 25. Genesis chapter 38 through 40. You have a God-filled, blessed day.